Tom Ford today, Dark Opulence. Let us take a look at the color story. Now, I think if you're looking at this and thinking this is not your color story, I completely understand that. There is another one that has come out with this one, which is Ambrosia. I'll put up a picture really quickly. The Ambrosia is a shimmering yellow gold and warm rose gold with raspberry and deep chocolate brown mattes. So if you're looking for more of a pink, rosy, that type of thing, go with the Ambrosia. But if you're like me and you prefer more blues and greens and that type of thing, go with the Dark Opulence. Now, the colors in here are described as a shimmering teal, cobalt, beige, and black matte. So these are black, these are mattes, these are shimmering shades. Now, the look I have on my eyes right now is the subtle version of this look. This is using that beige shade all over the lid. Literally, I have it from my lash line all the way into my brow. And then I have the cobalt and the teal on the outer corner into the crease just a little bit, and the black to just outline the eyes. That's it. So this is the subtle version of this look. And I think you can see it actually is quite beautiful and easy to use. And I think, you know, pretty much an everyday friendly kind of quad. I also have a look coming up. I'll show you in a moment, show you how I actually did it. I'll go through the entire application where I concentrate on this shade and this shade. So we're going to get really into the cobalt and the teal. So you can see what that looks like all over the eye, sort of a gradation from the deepest black to the lightest beige. So my thoughts on the quad. This was a little confusing to me because if I look at the Nordstrom site, it says it's under creme if you look it up. But on the other sites, it says it's not. And it says that there's a pressed powder formula, a shimmer finish, and a matte finish, which is what I get when I use this. I think they are incredibly creamy and actually very smooth, but I don't think this is the creme formula, and nowhere on here on the packaging does it say that it is. It says 0.28 ounces, 8 grams. This is number 44, Dark Opulence, regular packaging, and you've seen the color story. It is available at Sephora, Saks Fifth Avenue, Neiman Marcus, Nordstrom, and Macy's. And I think Macy's is having some sales. You can pick them up from your favorite SA at any of those retailers. I got mine from Rhiannon at Nordstrom. Now, as you know, Tom Ford has been a little hit or miss with with the releases of late, at least according to me. I happen to love this one. I'm just going to get cut right to the chase before you see the other look on it. I think this is a beautiful quad. I think that it has great pigment. I think that it's really, the formula is wonderful. I'll put up a swatch of all 4 shades. They all look beautiful. They all work wonderfully. I would say that there is a similarity to the Guerlain quad, and that quad is the Mystic Peacock. Now, it's not the same, but the color stories are reminiscent of one another. And when I do a swatch comparison between the two, you can see that the color stories are actually the same. They're the same vibe, they're the same idea, except in the Guerlain, you have 3 shimmers. Well, cobalt's not really a shimmer. I think the cobalt's more of a satin, but you have more shimmery shades because the beige-ish shade in there, which actually is a lot more pumpkin-y, is very shimmery, as is the teal, whereas the black is very, very matte, and the cobalt shade in there is more of like a satiny matte, whereas in the Tom Ford, there are 2 mattes, absolutely matte, and that beige shade is very light. And then the teal and the cobalt in the Tom Ford are, you know, very, very shimmery. So that, I would say, is the main difference. If you take a look at the swatches, I think you can see that. Formula-wise, I think I like the Tom Ford a little more, and the overall quad a little more, because I think it's more versatile, because you can get this very subtle look, or you can get the look that I'm about to show you. Okay, now with this look, we are going to really rely on the greenish shade in here and make that the predominant look. It's going to be a little bit different than the look that I opened up with. So what we're going to do is we're going to use the beige tan shade here just to create this simple transition. The shade is about, I'd say two shades deeper, maybe 3 shades deeper than my skin tone. Pretty close though. We'll just sort of sweep it onto the brow so we have continuity. All right, so like I said, we're going to focus really on this green shade, and I'm going to get a smaller brush, make sure we're specific with it. And I am diffusing it out at first because I'm trying to like layer it. So let's get the layer down, diffuse it a little, and then we'll put a more pigmented layer over that. But it does go on very smoothly. Doing the same thing on the other eye. And we're gonna put the blue into the crease, so don't worry too much about the fact that it's like, when I open my eye, you don't really see it. All right, so now let's take that same shade. I'm just using a different brush, thicker, wider, more surface area, deepen the look, concentrating on the middle of the eyelid, I should say. And then just using it out a little. Okay. Take a mini booster, go into the deep blue, and build that into a little above the crease. Very lightly though, because these are very pigmented shades. So if you go in, too heavy with this, it's gonna take over the look completely, and it will take over the green or the bluish green and the transition shade that's underneath, and that's not what I'm trying to do. Now we'll take a fluffy brush, just diffusing the top out so there's not as harsh of a line. Okay, now we're going to take the black and I'm going to just line the top, just going to try to push it into the lashes, and then outer corner on the lower, but I just kept it very short there because I'm going to use the blue. Take the blue. There we go. We have a gradation look with the primary shade being this greenish blue, this in above the transition line, this all the way up to the brow, and then this is liner. So you go from deep to light. It's a gorgeous look. Definitely more evening, in my opinion, but again, it depends on what you consider, an evening look versus a daytime look. So you'll have to let me know in the comments below which look you like better. I can honestly tell you, I think they're both beautiful. Like, I love this. It's an everyday beautiful, I don't know, just kind of easy look to wear and to use. And of course the blue teal shade is just stunning, but probably not something that I would wear every day. Although again, that's very subjective. These are $90, and like I said, they're available at a lot of different retailers. So, look for sales, because $90 is quite a bit of money. I do have all Tom Ford on my face, by the way. I'll have all the details in the description box below. My rating. So here's where I'm in between the buy now and it's good, and here's why. I really do think this one is particularly beautiful, and I really, really like it. Like, I think it's very unusual, and I think that it is special for the color story. Like, I really like the color story. But like I said, Guerlain has a similar color story. I think we've seen others with these teals and cobalts in them lately. So it's not that. I think the formula is excellent. The shimmer finish and the matte are both really good. However, I do think $90 is quite a bit of money. So where I'm going to land is kind of right in between. I'd say it's a buy now and it's good. Like right in between the two of them, because what I would say is wait for a sale. If they're limited edition and they're really limited and they'll sell out, yes, I would say pick them up. I'd say buy now. But if these are part of the regular collection, and hopefully I'll find out before this video goes up, so I can put the information down below telling you exactly what it is, I'd wait for a sale. I mean, $90 is just a lot. It's just a lot of money for 4 shades, even though they are beautiful shades and the blues are gorgeous too. I mean, again, I feel like, that's a lot of money to pay for one quad. The Ambrosia, although not my color story, I've heard differing things on that. I've heard some people say it's stunning and the shades are beautiful and they all work really well. And then I've heard others say that the payoff on that one is not as good as the Dark Opulence. I don't know though, because I don't have Ambrosia, so I can't speak to that. So definitely check out other channels that have the Ambrosia and take a look and see what you think. But for the purposes of the Dark Opulence, the formula is excellent. The payoff is excellent. The pigment is excellent. The shades are beautiful. You can get a more, like I said, everyday, a more subtle look absolutely with this. You can go the more intense route. You can certainly use these, the beige shade in here also, I would say. This beige shade is a really good Oliver like color for me. It really is a great neutral. And this black matte is actually a really good black matte. Like it works really well. It's not too black so that it doesn't cancel out other things, but it's not gray. So really, I really love the quad. Nothing bad to say about it except for the price point. And again, it's a color story thing. If it's the color story you like, then I think you're good. If you have the Guerlain Mystic Peacock, what I would say to you is, yes, it's a very similar color story. The difference is this one is more muted, I would say, even though this is not a muted quad. This is definitely bold. But the Mystic Peacock is more shimmery because the beige shade in there, which isn't really beige, like I said, the light shade in there is actually much deeper and more shimmery. So you're gonna get a more shimmery look with the Guerlain no matter what you do. With the Tom Ford, if you focus on the beige matte, which is what I did for this look, it's a much more subtle look. So I can't wait to hear what you guys think. Let me know in the comments below which look you preferred, or if you just feel like, they're just different looks and for different, events, different times of day, that kind of thing. And if you pick this up, plan to pick it up, or you're interested in the Ambrosia, or if you have the Ambrosia, I'd love to hear what your thoughts are on it. Because I've heard some people say, like I said, not great things, and then I've heard other people say they love it. So, it's just, it might be just a preference thing. I'll make sure all the links are down below in the description box. Thanks so much for joining me today, guys. I really do appreciate it. I hope to see you in another video really soon. Bye.